morning, everyone, everywhere. It is time for Skyline to return for today. We're in beautiful Oklahoma, and it's time for Guilty Gear Strive. I'm KopiVT, joined with Paradox. You ready to get raring into it? Because I know these players are.
Yeah, absolutely. These players are definitely itching to get into it. We've got a super fun bracket. We got some Unica versus Mouse for our game number 1. Jestice versus Inferno.
Oh, button check. Immediately needing to change the buttons. Okay.
Hey, listen, you got to make sure you do those button checks. Me personally, like, I think that button checking just is almost mandatory, especially if you're newer to fighting games and newer to these online tournaments. You never allow people to, like, pressure you into not checking the buttons, you know? Because, like, if you go in, some of these people have a psycho button layouts for sure. And you'll go in and it'll be like, oh, why is my kick button all the way over here? My pinky's not that strong.
Yeah. Then you get people like me who, like, I have my dash macro on my right pinky button is like, not right pinky, right middle, right ring finger is like, what in the world are you doing with your setup, boy?
Yep, absolutely.
There's also some chances, like, there's people like me out there, at least this is probably going to be more prevalent for, like, things like PC brackets, where you put in added input delay, because that's how I practice to be ready for PS5s, and then maybe someone somewhere out there plays with added delay on PS, and then you don't want to have yourself get added delay, like, oh, why are my 1 frame, 2 frame links dropping?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know it's always crazy going into like a setup and it's like, oh, why does he have 3 frames of manual delay? I think I remember seeing like Leffen setting manual delay on his controller start at one point.
Right now, Jestice is, trying to keep Inferno out. It's going to be your best bet against Unica. She has a really good ability to pressure you from full screen.
Going for that overhead as well. Little dash cancel. If you are an enjoyer of those dash karas, you are thriving on this Unica character for sure.
Look at that, trying to jump back, find a way in. The J2K only going to find the other end of a punish. The combo dropping, giving Jestice another chance.
Yeah, this is still very, very scary here. Now having to deal with some of those Faust items. The bomb going to keep this block string going for all day long. Mix in the corner.
Got out using that enhanced special now. Oh, got anti-air and still going to pick up by the last hits of Mix on that cross-up.
Faust coming in, picking it up, and that is the Faust taking it for first blood round 1.
Yeah. Right. Inferno trying to take a slower round start. That is the really annoying thing about playing against Faust most of the time is his round starts are shockingly good for the kind of character he is.
I mean, that 2P round start, or even the up back into the dive kick round start is very, very scary stuff. Nice 6P there, making sure to pick up the boys on the way to school.
The family getting Inferno out of the combo, and then little Faust just like, you know what? No, stay.
Ooh, big nothing personnel kid. PRC, teleport behind you.
One last chance. Gold Burst is going to be your best bet in order to keep this round going. You're not going to live through anything to burst through it.
Yeah, we are getting a burst out. Gotta watch out for that chip.
Yeah.
But also, just those mids into lows can be quite scary.
Yeah, I don't even think DP would have worked at the end there, because it would have counter-hit the 2K, of course, but I think the explosion would have just caught on the end of the invulnerability frames.
Trying to navigate the neutral here. A little 6P. Oh, nice fake out on the mix. Thought we were retreating, but still keeping that tornado rolling.
Yeah, it's one of those tricky moves with mix where you want to be a little bit more proactive so you can guarantee yourself that close slash punish. But if you just accept to take a little bit of a lighter, like 2K or 5P, you can make sure you're more accurately responding to the end of it instead.
Yep. Very nicely done. Another one going over to our Faust here.
Gotta respect Faust's movement when little Faust on the screen, able to get out of the corner. Not proccing mini Faust just yet.
Trying to get some of those fireballs. Really, really fast-paced crawl underneath the fireball there. And that hammer out. out. Afro potentially going to be applied, but might not even matter here.
Gets the fight out, but Mini Faust's going to end that combo, give Jestice a free burst.
Not too bad. Very, very scary, but nice defense here. Unfortunately, going to get opened up. The War Crime button, the 2H coming through. As Scalpel is coming for your toes.
Release. Oh, going back to character select. We got a pocket in the book.
Ooh, a little character swap. I'm here for it.
Venom.
Oh, Venom. New blood, new character player here. Unica into Venom. I think that Venom has been looking pretty solid. I don't know if anybody online has been watching Joe Brownie cooking recently. This character is scary in the right kind of dedicated hands.
Brownie has been a little more on the Venom. Traditionally has just cooked people with good old Jacko.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes character gets buffs and you're like, you know what? I wanted to play this character.
Yep.
And now I can actually feel good.
Trying to find a mash out of the corner. Not quite connecting on anything. Mini Faust going to keep you running here. Oh, nice hit on the love.
Yeah, catching that backdash. Very important. No free escapes for Inferno. And the backdash once again, because of that blue Roman cancel, able to take the round. And this is now set point.
Nice. Stinger coming through. 6P going to get some of those balls set up here. Running in with the pool cue.
Definitely, once Venom can get going, it can get incredibly toxic, but if you can find your way out, which Faust does have some nice tools. Crawl is really good for getting underneath those set pool balls, and here you go. Jump over that orb.
It's your Gigantor Kai coming through here. Not quite as scary, a little bit more jumpable, but beautiful combo coming in.
Big close slash now. This is going to be putting Inferno in a very tight situation. Throw won't be able to be RC to kill, but now we've got more breaking excitement if we need.
Managing to get a couple more words in edgewise here. The Venom definitely looking like it's going to be a good pick so far, but you still have to lock in. We're on match point right now. The 2H comes in, just sliding underneath. A little BRC for the swag. Fist bumps all around. Nice round one. Game one for us for this awesome tournament.
Yeah. I mean, it looked really good for Inferno there on the Venom.
Yeah.
Potentially could have been the right choice to either have switched after game one or just start with Venom.
Yeah.
Typically, you know, when you have multiple characters, the pearls of wisdom that you get given by very high-level competitive players is you either switch after game one or you don't switch at all. For this kind of reason, where the Venom looked like if it was going to get going,
yeah,
that Venom was going to be very scary. But you gave yourself literally only one chance, and without that room for error, switching off the character can sometimes be more towards your detriment than your benefit.
For sure. I mean, the adjustment period can be pretty rough. You know, I always say, like, you got to give up one stock for the character switch. It's just a tax that you got to pay, because you got to, even if you are very well practiced and you are playing multiple characters on ranked or in ladder or whatever it is, like, you're always going to have that, like, little bit of adjustment period. You know, I know that even mentally, you know, some people will have that, like, oh, I can block this mix on this character, but for whatever reason, like, there's something in my mental changes when I swap characters. I can no longer block that mix on the Venom or whatever.
Look, I'm victim to that, but it's a pressure of, hey, I can pressure, I want to pressure this way. Like, this is my style of pressure.
Yeah.
Doesn't work against this character, but if I switch to a different, switch my pocket, then I can pressure how I want. I just have to play neutral. It's a lot tougher to get those wins in neutral, but if I get to the corner, I get to dominate.
Yep.
And then another thing that does help is, I mean, this takes a long time, not only playing and a lot of player IQ, knowing your opponents, who they are, who they play, but having your pockets like, okay, I want to play my pocket against this set of characters or this set of players, and then you just start with it. Like, you never have to deal with that, oh, I'm going to use my main game one and then switch. It's like, okay, no, I know who this is. I know what character they're playing. Pocket time.
Yeah. Try to bring out some of that additional knowledge, you know, figure out how they're navigating in the neutral, figure out some of the answers to that, and also get to have some fun playing one of your side characters. I know that in Grand Blue, I think that happens a decent amount. I know that BSG's been doing that a lot with, pardon me, the big buff guy with the ponytail.
Vasaraga. Oh, wait.
Playing Vasaraga primarily, but opens up with Wilness.
Wilness, yeah.
and then we'll open up with Willness. You can tell BSG really wants to play that character, and then it's like, oh, well, my Willness is kind of getting his butt kicked. Time to go back to the old faithful and smoke some people with a Voss.
Well, it's just one of the things. When you play the top tier that not a lot of people play, and then you switch to a high tier that is just poisoning the entirety of ranked, it's like people are going to know how to play against one, but then you switch to your better character, your main, and now it's like, well, I wanted to play the
down
more
here
fun
in the
character.
trenches on a high tier with us.
down in the trenches with my top tier. I'm just suffering from all of this value.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be getting into our next match here shortly, but huge shout-outs to our production teams as well as the people putting on this event. Ready Day Productions has been cooking and getting this Skyline moving away from the Oklahoma State Fair this year into their own venue. It has been an awesome event so far, and be sure to send a follow, send some love over to the brackets. I think that we had, if I remember correctly, let me double check so that I'm not spreading misinformation. 340 attendees for our event this year. So very, very impressive numbers. We've got some really scary people. Got some scary local talent here in the Guilty Gear Strive bracket. Got some scary national talent in Tekken later, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Street Fighter has Dual Kevin at least signed up, which is that's Capcom Cup talent right there that we get to see here in Oklahoma, and I'm going to be excited to commentate that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be here for the majority of the day, getting our commentary licks in. Be sure to check out the other streams as well. We have VGC Bootcamp that is doing, I believe, currently some Smash Bros. I think they're still on the Smash Bros. Duos over there on break right now, eyeballing them from across the stage here. But we are here all day long. We've got some fun events tomorrow as well. Lots of pop-up tournaments here, as well as I want to say that the Mario Kart and Mario Party are going to be on stream tomorrow. Don't quote me on that, but lots of fun events here. We got some board games downstairs. If you're still sitting in the hotel room and waiting to come down, get on down here. Yeah. Grab some games, grab some casuals. We got some setups over there as well. Stop by, check out some of our artists and vendors in the lobby. Slayer and Jacko.
Or at least just for the button check.
Yeah, true. I like the button check psychology of like, I'm going to button check on this character and then swap over. Ooh, we got that taunt button bound. Okay, okay.
Yo.
I see what's up. I'd consider it. Listen, I never use that FD button. I'm gonna be real.
Well, I am a incredible slave to the FD button. It is so useful, except for when you have to learn FD canceling, and then you can't do. Like, it's really awkward to use the FD button.
But if I ever want an excuse for why I randomly got hit, I can just say I was FDing that and got the FD glitch, you know? Then I just have I have an option select for any loss that I ever take.
I accidentally Kara FD'd. I'm that good at Karas.
Real.
That I'm just accidentally doing them.
Here we go. Wow, double character swap? All right, we got Lucy versus Eno. Two characters that occasionally get a little bit of discourse on the internet. I can never tell if it's serious or not when people are like, we got to talk about this Eno character, and I'm like, are you for real or are we lying?
When Daru wins, it's like an inverse. If Daru loses, then there's discourse about Eno being bad, but if Daru wins, it's like, oh no, that's just Daru.
We got the Moth Ord represented, as well as some Texas local AnyMemesNecesary versus Lil Galil. 05. The Blicky coming in. Lucy, the only guest character so far in Guilty Gear Strive. I think this character, like, in general, a lot of people have the opinion this character is not that good. A little bit too straightforward in a lot of their offense and stuff, but this character is fast. If you have a struggle with somebody running forward and putting you in RPS situations, this is a character that you will struggle with.
Yeah, I know when people were talking about Lucy when they first revealed her, like, she's going to use the wires, so she's going to be kind of like Phonon from Uni. She's going to have very long-range buttons, and then Guilty Gear's like, wait a second, Daisuke's vision, she must be rushed down.
Yeah, right. And super, gotta be as fast or maybe just a little bit slower than Chip, like, is just zooms across that screen. We do have First Blood going over to Lil Galil.
Or just to pull up on you from full screen. No fear. Ah, the charge does, but didn't use homing. Oh, no.
Interesting. Going for the install here. What were our options? I see some contagion. Yeah, contagion, and the counter hit state.
Oh, on a trade, though. That's not how you want that full counter hit to be considered. Very unfortunate. Nice. Buy it right on out. Gets the hit right back into it. We're just doing contagion. Yep.
Got a spoiler alert for you. It's going to be contagion, counter hit, contagion. Gets lots of extra damage. Also ignores a lot of the scaling for your combos and stuff. The longer you can drag your combos on, the scarier that contagion gets.
Fight right back out again, and now, oh, not gonna punish on the dive in. Nice, gonna have to burst that counter hit. Oh, got the gunshot, no good into the air.
Oh no, we're hitting again. Crouchable projectiles and my Guilty Gear Strive. We're at RC off the opposite side overhead.
Good counter hit, using the Wild Assault, invested into this combo, and gonna end it off with the super for that hard knockdown. No 50 meter yet for AnyMemesNecesary.
Very nicely done. Solid stuff. This is our Seed 5 versus Seed 4. One of the hairier pre-top 8 matches. Definitely going to be one of those deciders. Finding the far slash.
Crouching under the gunshots. Little bit of patience. Able to get a whiff punish. And this is looking pretty good for Lil Galil, but AnyMemesNecesary getting that run-up throw.
Up here, trying to run some of that mix, but managing to jump out of the corner. Backdash going to get caught out by the RC.
Got the overhead to wake up, and the note catches AnyMemesNecesary. Lil Galil taking another round.
Yeah, very solid stuff here. K2D going to get us open.
Oh, good backdash there. Able to avoid the throw, and now, unfortunately, getting thrown right back into the corner for Lil Galil.
Good. We're on a little bit of that pressure, just keeping the string true. What a mash. Beautiful character knowledge there. Kind of a clean little 2P mash, but a DP is going to be a little bit more effective at getting you off me.
Another throw, and oh my, use the charged attack to bait out Lil Galil, and AnyMemesNecesary still in it. Did have to give up burst pretty late into that round, so you get to start this without having the chance of bursting.
Too bad, does manage to get a connection. Ooh, a little frame kill there into the overhead. We're taking lots of cheeky resets on the Eno here, which honestly, like, the biggest weakness of set play and mix characters and players is that they're going to run their set play and mix. At the end of the day, the amount of times I've watched Myriad players drop game-winning combos just to run another layer of mix, it's like, all right, I see what you got.
Oh, are we switching to the Jacko? We are switching to the Jacko here for AnyMemesNecesary. That all risky down 2 games switch character.
Yep.
Let's see, but this is switching from the new character to the main, so there's a little bit of a different shift that could happen.
Jacko, definitely a pretty solid character. Lots of knowledge checks baked in as well. You get caught in some of those loops. I really like using the shield in the neutral as well. So much adaptability available for this character. Throw.
Yeah, when minions are out, that 2D is such a strong tool for Jacko. Becomes not only safe, but also her pressure starter, and gets to skip neutral effectively. So far, the Jacko switch working on out.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we get a nice little confirm here. Resetting, though. The drift forward on that HCL.
Oh!
The anti-air 2D into the bomb combo by AnyMemesNecesary. I get it now.
That was a little spicy.
going to escape the corner for now. 6P on the opposite side, at least getting the block string and getting you a little bit of this. These HCLs aren't quite picking up the way that you would like to see, but we love a reset like that.
The 6H hits so awkwardly. MLA not able to pick up. You're not getting cited today. It's plagiarism on the screen.
Too bad. Zoner Jacko. Not the most potent game plan in the world, but it can definitely work out, can buy you some time, build a little bit of that mental stack in order to get this beautiful tap dust in the low.
YRC off, and now there's not a lot of meter, and you cannot run with the minion in your hand.
Headshot. We are on match point potentially for Lil Galil. Oh man, minions going through HCL's gotta hurt.
Yeah, minions being one of the highest levels of projectile can really hurt.
Running away with that minion into the dust.
Now, oh, the minion's gonna take it.
Very nice. Finds a big counter hit here.
All right.
A little scary. The jump dust is very scary. Nice slash there to get you out of the air. One interaction is all it takes, and that is AnyMemesNecesary getting on the board 1-2.
Yeah, that 2D is putting in so much work this entire game so far. Not only did it end the round, got a very late counter hit, got plenty of counter hits, and it's been such a huge pressure starter for AnyMemesNecesary.
I mean, almost ironically, the moving to the Jacko has kind of brought the game to a much more scrappy kind of state. There's a lot more of these really scrambly situations and confirms that are happening, which I believe was kind of an area where Lucy would thrive, but you're able to force those scrappy situations a little bit more with the Jacko.
Yeah, and you're able to keep your opponent locked down a lot longer. Like you mentioned, Lucy has relatively more straightforward pressure than most of the cast. Jacko's pressure, like she could just keep doing the same thing for like 30 seconds if you have that meter and resource management necessary.
Or it can just put a minion in your face and then run up, throw you from full screen.
Yes.
Or anti-air you with a minion in the hand.
What are you going to do? Counter poke the Jacko that could just activate the minion at any time? Not in this house.
There we go, getting some overheads. Nice defense, gets the 6P on the Mad Love Agitado.
God, the counter hit. AnyMemesNecesary being a little too aggressive, and now set points being established for Lil Galil.
Really like going into set point with that much momentum. Honestly, like, you're feeling so good after that round. It was such a nice, decisive round that your opponent has to make all the adaptations here. If you just play the same game plan, you're golden.
Yeah, it's like, you gave up burst in that round, sure, but going into it, you can actually die in this round without too much of a problem.
For sure.
Here comes the order, and you cannot slide through that. That's a danger zone.
I liked that idea so much. That looked like it should have worked. Somebody got to call Arcs' game devs and let them know that we got to patch that one into the game.
YRC get out of the corner. The 2D sniping Lil Galil's toes once again, and the throw will end the round.
I mean, like you said, what do you do in that situation, right? You got a minion on one side. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
The great air-to-air counter hit pickup. Doesn't get to stop the backdash, but gets to punish it on the way back with the 2K. The trade going to not be in Lil Galil's favor since 2D was on the other side.
Easiest burst to take in my life there. You burst, stay on offense, keep your opponent in the corner, stay in that win condition, and look at that beautiful jump in into the throw. Nicely done.
Yeah, and that aggressive kind of burst is really important because it's a defensive mechanic, yes, but too many people get caught up with defensive mechanics are used defensively, and then you realize there are times when you should use it aggressively like that. If it puts your opponent back into the corner, you get to start pressuring them, especially in these situations where all you need is maybe 2 touches to kill them and take the set. Use that aggressive. Be aggressive with your defensive mechanics, and you can not only throw your opponent off guard, because they're expecting they're going to use your burst to burst or use it for Wild Assault to flex shield. And then they get bursted out of just one hit. Now I'm back in the corner. It's terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things too, you can keep that kind of mental stack rolling. You can make sure that you're staying on the offense, but also it sets you up when you eventually have to go into that like final touch situation. You only had a throw worth of HP left, and we got a throw on deck for you getting after that hard knockdown. So it's very, very solid stuff. Good adaptations in general. We've got some more Guilty Gear Strive action coming your way. Let me see if I can catch up on the bracket a little bit.
It's going to
be.
I saw anisgvti pop up. Let's see. It's going to be anisgvti and Wanderer who are going to be popping up on our screen. So we're going to have May for the hopefully only the first time, and then we get her to have her more and more on screen.
Very nice. We love a little bit of May gaming. I think May is such a fun character and has such a cool kind of identity. Been coming up a lot more recently too. Insert in Totsubunger, our favorite E-couple. They've been cooking things up. Sometimes it just takes the power of love to get your character to TNS top 8.
Yeah, and I mean there's a huge drought because of course, like if you look through the timeline of May, all the historical Mays that you think of have all moved on.
Yep.
Corey is in uni now. Slash is with 2xKO waiting for Tokon. Someone like me, like the huge like field of the upper higher level Mays, but not necessarily the high tournaments. Like, we're moving on with Grand Blue and other games. But then of course now we have Totsubunger Insert, who started to come up just at the tail end of Season 2 of Strive and now are really making huge strides. I mean, even Monument still appears here and there, but Monument does play other characters than May.
I mean, Totsubunger finally living up to their namesake, right?
After playing Soul for so long.
Baiting everyone by playing Soul for so long.
Just like that one person, I think it was a Combo Breaker multiple years ago that had a whole May cosplay going.
Yep.
Sits down at the cap, picks Gold Lewis.
You gotta love it. We are going to be getting into our match here. A little button check, little setup here while we wait things out. I see some ABBA coming in and maybe some Elfeld Valentine. I can dig this matchup.
Now Wanderer is going to be the ABBA. I don't know about it. anisgvti. Hopefully this is just button check mix-up. I have not seen an Elfeld come from this player.
Definitely will be interesting to see here.
Mankind knew that they cannot change. Duel
Little button check sounds like.
Let's rock.
We're continuing to rock on the offline only stage.
Yeah. So Pike stage is such a cool one. It's such an unfortunate thing. It's like, that Tier Nog 2 can sometimes be too back and forth to use online as well. Which sucks. I like when games, especially, I get that because they're striving like the first to really kick off the rollback initiative. But using these legacy stage designs doesn't mesh very well. Thankfully, games have been getting better about that, even to the point where we're having game companies in their tours ban the training mode stage.
Oh, I love that.
You don't. That's like official CPT rule for Street Fighters. You cannot play on training mode.
That's nice.
Or training room stage. It's like, we're in the era of rollback. Connections are good enough to use all the stages. We make these pretty stages, use them.
I remember that right around the time that I joined the FGC around 3 or 4 years ago. That was one of the biggest talking points, controversy points, is we are so tired of seeing this training mode stage. And that's why people are like, I wish we had a training mode stage in 2xKO and Strive. And I'm like, no, you don't.
No.
You don't. These tryhards are going to use the boxes. They use them.
You know what the training mode stage in Strive is? It's Council of 3. There you go. Council of 3 are a happy family.
Yeah, measure out the bricks.
You joke about that, but there are people in Grand Blue who have mapped their combo and pressure and distances based on the Coliseum tiles. People will do it if you give them enough effort. What a good 5K.
Got to do a nice shout out for Wanderer. Got to see a super fun set at Texas Showdown this year that was every single round that passed. It went to game 5, but every single round that passed, both players took a piece of merch out of their pocket and put it on the table for good luck. It was so funny watching the pile grow.
That's some true Oshi behavior right there. And Wonder not able to kill May's Guts, just a little too impactful on a sliver of health, but this is ABBA. You cannot jump against her, not in Jealous Rage.
Yep. That 2S is just such a potent option in general, but like, man, it really does smoke, especially against a player like May, where, you know, you may have an anti-air that has the ability of getting crossed up, but a little 2S, that'll hit on both sides just fine.
Doesn't jump block, so he gets a little extra value on Wanderer's side, but uses the hop off the Dolphin, just gonna get anti-aired once again, and anisgvti having a very hard time getting out of the corner and staying there.
PRC going for the JD, but it is going to be getting big punished here.
Yep. Nice wall spot. Although, arguably, I don't think anisgvti wants this. You give ABBA some space to play with and the ability to get back into Jealous Rage. Punishes the 3K. No RC was at the end of that.
Bad here, following, getting the overhead into the low. Nicely done, getting a stock on each player here to start us off.
Yeah, beautiful 6K, calling out Wanderer and able to full get that tip range 5K counter hit confirmed.
Yep.
Oh, yep, there's meter at play. Wanderer, you cannot be pressing on May like that. She will do fast Roman cancel to JP. Blocks the burst too far for the close slash, though, allowing Wanderer to be unkilled in this first bait situation.
Go for the Donzai here. Spends a lot of your Jealous Rage meter just because the move is so active, so long, but it's such a potent move. Plus on block, armor through the whole thing.
YRC here could have killed it, but just found the time necessary to use as horizontal Dolphin, finding the kill off the back of Red RC. And we're going back to character select.
Yep. Blocking out the,
Did anisgvti forget to put in the magic boot / Brook? So we're already having to be to protect ourselves against the 8-minute disconnect timing. That's the one really good thing about the GP 2040 series board.
Yeah.
Leverless is they're so much more affordable. Bring Leverless away from being this like $250 you have to buy a Hitbox branded or Junk Food Arcade or Victrix. Now you can have so many unique designs and brands and materials, but you've got an 8-minute lockout window unless you use a Brook or Magic Boots.
Definitely something you gotta play around. Make sure to run some casuals before your tournament set. You know, hang out, play some games with some of the homies, make some new friends. Feel free always to ask if you can hop in on a set while the people are warming up.
Absolutely. I mean, the rotation for getting games offline at a big tournament, a big event, it's unmatched.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna close out some space with this 5H. 2H whiffing, going unpunished. anisgvti gonna be thankful for that, but this Jealous Rage combo gonna be sending anisgvti to the corner. It's all the Jealous Rage is gone. You have a good advantage.
Didn't get too much Jealous Rage back there, but this has the opportunity to burst into WinCon. You gotta love it. A little Strive Classic for you. Good block.
And now Jealous Rage goes off, sending out the 5K. Tries to try and stuff that Dolphin. You knew you had the timing and the spacing off the screen freeze. Oh, the 5H getting a counter hit. Or not counter hit, but the anti-air. No confirmed possible, though.
Beautiful reversal. Calling out that overhead.
Yeah. 6K, really solid move for many different purposes. One of the few moves in this game that can actually safe jab reversals, but it is 26 frames.
Yeah. Catch it during the startup, especially while you're in that Jealous Rage, about to wear out. This is a beautiful start. Red RC into Jealous Rage. Oh, got hit by the second hit. Help. The lady that wins the game in Jealous Rage is in Jealous Rage.
Yeah. And anisgvti does have burst, so you get to at least live through one hit. The whiff getting counter hit by 5H. Beautiful. All right. Oh, just going to accept the chip damage here, trying to save on some of that meter. Blocks the overhead. And now Jealous Rage is gone, but you still have to be wary about this character's buttons.
Nice. Red RC, I think you can kill here if you make it happen. Not quite, but does find a low after. Low reset. Everything's fine.
Yeah, just a little too late on the PRC. It was meant to be a red Roman cancel, so you had to actually confirm, but sometimes you jump scare yourself.
Too bad here, getting us pulled over into the corner.
Big counter hit. Opts not to take the overhead kiss, wants to reset this corner situation, and it's getting very much rewarded for that. As now, Wanderer, very low life total. This game is slipping away. It's the counter hit. Orga Gosho Gawara has claimed a second game.
Yeah, super nice. Calling out the gap there. The Orca coming through by the wind. We are going on to game number 3.
The good old May round start. Using that S Dolphin will catch backdashes. Gets the overhead kiss. You're going through the wall. This is burst safe. Doesn't even try it.
Yeah. For that stagger pressure, instant overhead. Gonna open things up very nicely, get that positive bonus rolling. If this next person does get a hit, look at this. The damage is so much reduced. The lady that kills you is not doing a great job of it right now.
Does have Jealous Rage. Donzai whipping for a second time, but not able to get a cancel off the JS. Giving Wanderer another chance. Burst being invested, and
Nice.
just punishing that extended hurt box. anisgvti now on set point, looking to claim it 3-0.
Yeah, doing a great job. Great situational awareness of some of these whiff buttons.
Yeah, beautiful 2S there. Does get to, stop these crossover attempts. Big 5H counter hits. Guaranteed burst point. You gotta be taking that, especially when you have Jealous Rage and the corner. Flips with that JS, just at the tip range of it. The R slash gonna flip out, and this is potentially enough to kill.
We got meter, and we're back in Jealous Rage. Double key grab onto the wall. Not quite. May's gonna hold on, but does get hit out eventually. What am I supposed to do?
All right, now they're just playing very far around. The cross up not ready for it on Wanderer's side. The counter hit up. Dolphin just gonna press / after.
Here, the reversal calling out the meaty. You're gonna have to go for some of those meaty Donzais if you want to work around that option.
Yep. Dolphin started up for anisgvti, gets stuffed out, and now double key grab once again.
A little scary here. Is going to have to get out of the Jealous Rage relatively soon to refund some of that meter. No, is just going for it. Has the meter to make it happen. Red RC into uninstall. Oh, not quite. Does find it eventually for JD.
Yeah, it looked like anisgvti was trying to go for either a JK or JP to try to get a landing combo. Fortunately, just needed to choose air throw. Back air throw probably would have led into a game win there. Gives you so much Oki potential in that corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Backdashing on the close slash. A scary option. Abba does have a very nice backdash, but is still very scary.
Hopping on in with that 236K, and unfortunately, anisgvti, this round is slipping away very, very quick.
Red RC. Oh, wow. I 100% agree. I thought that was a startup of a burst coming out there as well. That screen pause was a little bit too laggy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is that suspicious. Like, why is everything pausing? That means my opponent usually bursts there, right? Nope. Sorry, you're being forcibly uninstalled.
Rare situation of a Strive player just blocking, and it messes up my whole flow.
See, one thing I would like to see from anisgvti that I'm noticing Wander is not blocking low all that often. So 5K into 2D could be a crippling pressure string right now.
Sure. Gotta take advantage of those cancels when you get them. It does look very, very scary for Wanderer, but this could be the start of a Pixel and a Dream comeback. 100 meter on both players.
Gotta FD this. No, I don't even think anisgvti had the chance to be able to jump block it for maximum efficiency. It gets opened up.
Whoa.
Not gonna kill just yet.
Help.
You're.
There it is.
Oh, there's that 2P. All right, going to game 5.
2P catching on the cross up. And listen, I say regularly, you can do anything that you want in this game with 100 meter. Even full screen super, uninstall, reinstall, still B+ for your armored move.
Oh, here we go, the Dolphin mix. And nice, gets the 2D counter. Like I said, I mean, Wanderer hasn't been really committing to blocking low too often. So even though that was a trade counter hit, that's still significantly better for anisgvti.
Waiter, plus frames, please.
Yeah, but unfortunately though, with how Guard Crush interacts with being in the air, you get so few plus frames relatively for that situation.
There we go, into the install. Now gonna try to open things up. The mix is running, the overhead connects. Very nicely done. That is now match point for Wanderer. Yeah. Could make this reverse sweep happen here.
Yeah, there's not going to be burst for a while for anisgvti too, so this is exactly where Abba's playground is. If you just reset this corner position, that is guaranteed kill. Now there's burst on the table, so you have to be a little bit more cautious. With a full Jealousy Rage bar, you can be pretty aggressive.
Definitely very scary stuff. Red RC finds the burst this time, but no punish.
It's too far away, but anisgvti still has to respect the pressure. The Red RC giving another cancel, and this is one touch situation. Anything kills you. Almost have too few FD meter and 2S going to do it. Wanderer making a reverse 3-0, sending anisgvti down to the loser's side of the bracket.
Yeah, very, very solid with that reverse sweep. The being able to lock in on the mental, you know, Wanderer always very expressive on the stage there. You gotta love to see it. But definitely getting some of that adrenaline under control, you know, making sure that you don't get the crash out or the adrenaline crash at the middle of the match or anything like that. Making sure that you keep a cool head among you. Here's the Abba plush coming through as well. Yeah, make sure you keep that cool head, making sure that you have the wherewithal to make it through and get that reverse sweep, finding those adaptations and not just crumbling under the mental stack.
Yeah, because that mental stack can hit you really hard, especially for a character like Abba, where a lot of her tools are going to be either barely reactable or unreactable when going overhead versus low. Yep. And because of how strong that 236K is, both uninstalled and installed, where Maze 5P does not counter hit it. So her strongest defensive tool, and validated by a single piece of your opponent's kit.
Yep.
You have to try and keep your mental stack clean. Got to be looking for those free openings.
Yep.
Like a lot of those moments where Wanderer was being very comfortable just blocking mid against Mei when her 2D, despite it not being the longest button in the world, it's still a very scary thing. You need to make sure you're being worried.
Sure.
Or even 3K after 5K. Because those are valid cancels, and if you're just blocking standing, those are both going to be unreactable and make a world of pain for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we got our next gamers on their way up here.
It's going to be Knight Persona and Lil Galil.
All right.
So that's going to be some Faust back up on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Popping over to
the loser side, actually. So we're going to be getting, looks like, Ebin and Coach.
Beautiful stuff. We will be seeing some interesting action, I'm sure. In the meantime, though, while y'all are here in between matches, be sure to drop a follow, send some love in the chat, send some energy. I know we got some chatters in here already. Send some energy to their favorite players. It is always appreciated as well for the tournament as a whole. Send a link out to your friends. Watch some of your friends cook on stream here. A lot of these gamers came out specifically for some Guilty Gear Strive, but we also have a variety of events throughout the weekend. We got some board games downstairs. We got some Smash happening on the other stream right now. We've got some Tekken later, I know for sure. 2XKO as well. Unfortunately, not going to be on stream, but there is a 2XKO bracket here in just a little bit.
There'll be some Street Fighter on stream later, too. I'll be there for some good old Street Fighter. It looks like we're going to get Sin and Unica
Little family brawl.
Yeah, the sibling brawl. Sorry for spoiling dual rulers, but I mean at this point, if you don't know about it, look, I technically got spoiled at Evo Japan. The only saving grace is not knowing Japanese.
You know, I do think it is funny that everyone was like, "Oh, the Unica super is spoiler, so everyone's gonna know as soon as Unica comes out." I have not actually seen that super used in game a single time since the characters came out.
So the awful thing was because I was trying to do that at Evo Japan because I saw people using the super.
Yeah.
But all of the character lists were all in Japanese, so I couldn't read it. I kept trying to like worm my way into it.
Also, gotta shout out the David jacket on Unica for the Cyberpunk skin set. Looks real good.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've seen just the May and Unica Cyberpunk colors get in. The funnier thing is the no Strive, don't abbreviate Cyberpunk. No.
Hey, listen. Sometimes some things sneak past QA, and hey, it happens to the best of us. I'm a big fan though of the David jacket colors as well. I'm a big fan of the Rebecca colors too. They look really good on some characters, especially like Elfelt looks so good on that color scheme.
Yeah. Big shout out to the character designer. They do so much good work, and here we are. Big counter hit already for Coach, who's going to be repping us with that Sin. And you've already found yourself 40% life down. That is not a good position to start off the round with against Sin.
Over the charge fireballs. A little RC just to make sure that we do get this big hit on the overhead, cashing out into the Ride the Lightning.
Hard knockdown, just run up, blocks the DP, and that's going to be all she wrote for the round. Not even a wall split to get some extra burst gauge.
We're going for some lows.
Bar slash counter hit gives Coach a nice good combo. There's no burst for Ebin. Gonna get it back. Gonna find some time to stack too. We're feeling a little peckish. It's about lunchtime.
Very scary here on the neutral situation. One hit is enough to kill. Gotta be careful about when you opt to use that burst as well. What a glow. Okay, sure. Yeah, that one hit.
Yeah. The whiff, not going to be getting punished, though. The slowdown allowing Ebin to see in real time where you need to block.
Not too bad here. This could be some big damage. Unica can really pour out in some of the right situations. And now the one-touch scenario from one side is turned into one on the other. Finds the 2S.
Red RC going to be the back-breaking addition. And now both players are looking very good. Ebin has the advantage now by having burst, where Coach is still going to be waiting a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think if Coach can lock in on the punish on this overhead, we do see Ebin autopiloting quite a bit into that overhead route where the overhead is whiffing, but on the longer ranges. So if Coach can lock in on that punish, it'll go a long way for this set for sure.
I've been getting a good chat there with 2K2D. Burst going to be invested. Both players now down their entire burst gauges. You can't not get hit, because like you said, both these characters are just the characters that are going to kill you.
Yeah, absolutely. Unica getting that DP out. Some brave mashing situations following that Gazelle step there.
And the counter hit. Coach staying collected, able to take game number 1. Those kind of tense, scary situations at the end. Sin does really, really well into them because, of course, he's got 6K post stomp to be able to, 21 frame, gets high or low. If not, you die. And then
one of the best DPs in the game, you know.
Yep.
Could potentially be getting a run for his money from some other characters nowadays, but
remember when that was effectively a plus on block DP if you weren't ready to punish it halfway through? Those were not the days.
Or, I mean, even slightly after that, after they tried to nerf it, the DP where you had to block 3 frame traps. Bad here. Oh, the throw gonna whiff, but a little PRC gonna get you those extra frames that you needed.
Yeah, the hook stop catching out. Ebin might have had a slight misinput on a potential DP there. Coach taking it fully in stride. Eats again. No stamina here for Coach, so Ebin can be a little bit more aggressive. Unfortunately, gets air-to-aired and killed for it.
I'm definitely interested. It definitely seems like Ebin is turtling up a little bit. It's starting to clam up on the defense. You gotta, defense only works as long as you're escaping your opponent's offense. So some of these clammed up situations, even if you're down backing like this, Sin has a lot of access to high lows, a lot of access to strike throw as well. But also is one of those characters that has a lot of natural frame gaps in his things. So starting to see that DP come out more and more. Sin has a gap in basically every single string, just naturally.
Yeah. And that could both be a boon and a very tough thing. Of course, Unica has a DP, so if you're very confident, you could DP those gaps. Although, it also means you don't have to worry about trying to make true strings into frame traps, and then you've opened up your gaps too much.
Yeah.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Good here, tied up, one stock each, but Coach, of course, in the round lead right now.
Nice, gets the 5P anti-air, saw the whip from Ebin, not able to get the wall splat just now, and now all the stamina is gone. Good DP.
There it is. Yeah, those DPs are really going to be coming in clutch here. But you got to be careful because once they start getting baited, they can be such a scary situation to be in. Try to go for a tick throw there, but a beautiful mash there from Coach.
Yeah, and especially against Sin, and when Sin has completely no resources, didn't have stamina, didn't have tension, didn't have burst. What is Sin gonna do? He's gonna do close slash into something into special move. That's all that's happening. You're not getting wall broken off of it.
Ooh, finds the stun dipper, getting out of the corner. Dad says it's my turn with a round lead.
Yep. Nice, gets the low, but not able to confirm the kill. Got Gold Burst if you need it. You've got Wild Assault too. Oh, we're trying to zone. It gets the slide. And slides again.
Sometimes you just got to turn on the belligerency a little bit, You got to make sure that you're here to hit the funny button, and if the funny button works, the funny button works.
Look, if my opponent's going to be putting out moves that get low profiled, I'm a low profile.
Exactly.
Nice, not ready to challenge. Now, Coach is just going to get sent to this corner. Pretty free, but gets the IED right on in. Counter hit, not able to convert. Blocks the DP and immediate burst.
Absolutely. That DP, very, very punishable. Even more punishable than some other DPs just because that second hit whiffs. There's some stagger pressure here. I like the idea from Coach. Saw the DP getting baited. He's like, you know what? I can lock in a little bit. If I stagger my pressure a little bit more actively, we can maybe catch some of these punishes, start to play those mind games. There's a DP of your own.
Gets the hook stomp, but there wasn't the ability to cancel into a follow-up, giving Ebin a free escape. Continuous end this round. Not going to find a whip punish, though.
Air to air, finds it. One more hit is all it takes, or a little bit of chip, but we're getting a burst out there is such a nice win. Even if you don't make it out of this round alive, which you may at this point, you found it. Nicely done. A chip and a chair there.
Yeah, there was a counter hit that came on that. Potentially, Coach going for that DP, not finding the input fast enough.
Little tick throw.
Now Evans taking a nice, slower approach, finding these big button counter hits, zooming on in and off the back of some good RCs, but YRC to reset the whole situation.
Yep. Trying to find the Disney fast pass there. Not quite going to be able to find it. Plus frames on that. Do not be mashing.
Good wall break. Ebin now has 50 burst gauge, so you get to be able to use Wild Assault to connect a combo. The DP second hit's not going to work, but finds a last hit to get Red RC'd for the kill.
Knockdown, drag out fight here between the two siblings.
Wall break occurring for Coach. Long. That was such a far-hitting counter hit. Props to Ebin for knowing how to convert that, and burst taken away from Coach as well. But there is 100 tension. You could be jump scared by an RTL at this point.
Yuka does have some of those really potent jump-ins. You gotta be careful using Elcon. The JH is so scary. We saw the JS counter hitting there.
Thankfully, you get to live. 100 meter, what are you going to use with it, Coach?
Oh, PRC into blocking a fireball. Not the ideal usage there. Lots of FDs coming in as well, so you don't have the meter built up quite yet. Now your opponent nearly at 100 meter. Not like this.
Just playing some true footsies there.
Literal footsies.
Now Ebin is up 2-1, taking the lead. Looking very confident and very poised to take the set, too, to eliminate Coach and claim a top 8 position.
Trying to find some of these neutral situations. Ebin looking really solid here. Baits out the DP. Earning the burst. PRC. Wow.
Oh, the follow-up whiffing completely. Coach a little deer in headlights, giving Ebin a little extra time in order to live in the round.
Yep. Be careful on these fireballs, too. The stagger timing for those fireballs can be real scary. This is most certainly dead into the super there. Nicely done.
Yeah, those nice little Link Tyrant Barrel. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice DP on the Gazelle Step. You don't want to let Gazelle Step or Elk Hunt go away for free if you can help it.
In the corner, establishing some more of that strike throw. These overheads are working out so well for Coach.
Oh, they both run up against each other on the post wall break. Ebin a little bit ready for it faster. And we're just spending all this meter. Both players trying desperately to keep advantage.
I really like Ebin when they go for these PRCs. 90% of the time, I feel like Stride players there go for an air throw and it gets teched and it's just kind of a reset to neutral. Going for that close slash in that situation is so good. But Coach has been on top of it and has not been going for the throw tag.
Oh, big counter hit. Oh. The follow-up once again not working, and the bursts have been used on both sides. Whoever gets this next good touch will take the round.
Yep, DP on negative frames.
It's a classic. Use my minus on block special again. Do it for the 3rd time.
Help.
Oh, there's a slide right in.
There we go. Yeah, Unica will really, we haven't seen it represented too much, but will really make you RPS on that situation. You know, they're negative, but they're not so negative that it's the end of the world. They have plenty of time to sneak a DP in there.
Good counter hit. And nice just training these counter hits back and forth, but Ebin has been able to get more value out of each single interaction. Coach finding a confirm now, taking the life lead. But the resources are so far in Ebin's favor, you still have to be worried.
Yep. Bad. Trying to find a little bit of mix. I cannot believe that was same side. I'm right there with you, Coach.
Yeah. First out, gonna position in the full screen, gets the air-to-air, not a grounded confirm. But there it is. Find you a slide on in. Wall splat will take the set. Ebin defeats Coach 3-1.
Yeah, very nicely done. Some good situational awareness and really good adaptation. You know, sometimes when it's your character's layer 1, but you haven't really represented it yet in the set, it can be really potent to start whipping out some of those, I was saying earlier, some of those more belligerent options, right? You can definitely see some of those, like just letting the DP rock, or you know, MFCR is a great example of this. Usually, on the Leo side, will wait until final game, final round, all of a sudden start command grabbing you. Just objectively the worst option. When the mental stack is up there, can start becoming a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different types of pressure strings or options that you can choose just like that, where you normally you don't use them. the general wisdom is like these tools aren't worth it.
Yep.
But in a situation where you're looking for any last edge to kill, every tool becomes powerful. Even
Absolutely.
the most awkward options like Leo's command rack has no throw invulnerability. It's very slow. It has a gigantic sound cue if they're listening for it. It can get special because people aren't used to reacting to it. That's the other flip side too of these not used options is, yeah, it's reactable, but have you played against it enough to where you've built up the reactions under mental stack, under the tension of being final interactions, knowing that if you call out this lesser used option and it doesn't appear, you can in fact die for it.
Yeah. That was always one of the things, too, that was always so scary about older Sin, release Sin. Obviously, one of the worst characters at the time of his release and was really, really struggling in a lot of ways. But the Sin players like Blue Heck or like Pixelated Max that were cooking with the character, they were referencing like, hey, when all of the options are bad, none of them are. You know, my opponent isn't expecting anything that I pull out because they just know that all of my options are terrible. So I can do all sorts of cool like mental stack stuff in Oki, and that makes it really interesting. Yeah,
and that's also a really big mentality thing too. Is like if you know your options aren't going to be great from it, but they're all about equal in value, instead of like looking at it, oh, these options all suck, is like all of these are equivalent in value, so they're all justifiable.
Yep, absolutely.
And your opponent has the guesswork of which of the options are you going to do, and if you take, you're like, oh, okay, I know they're not going to expect this one, so I'm going to use it. It's got the same effective risk-reward, especially if you're in a situation where if you're right, you kill. If you're wrong, you die anyway. Might as well take the one that has the highest theoretical value.
Yeah. I mean, we see it, too, with characters like, we were mentioning Lucy earlier with the straightforward game plan, or like Testament with very straightforward game plans, because, like, the game plan, the general game flow is pretty solid. Like, it's not bad, right? Obviously, Lucy has canned, like side swap, overhead, low nonsense that she can pull out, but having that like pretty good option that's not a great option leads to the character's game plan getting more linear, and people are more able to react to that kind of stuff, which is why like Lucy full screen run up throwing you is also a pretty potent option.
I mean, she's also just so fast too. It's like, sure, like the bar for it's like Kai, because Kai is the character you think about of full screen run up throw. It's the special. But if you're faster than Kai, it just makes it that much better.
Absolutely.
Because what is your opponent going to do? They're going to try and stuff out a button when you can just press it any time?
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the things, one of the earliest fighting game advice that I got in Guilty Gear Strive is that even if it sounds like a meme, but full screen run-up throw is unreactable if they let you do the full screen run-up. Once you get into range, it becomes an unreactable situation because your throw or your strike is just, it's a straight 50-50.
Yeah.
And like, so it can be a really, really scary situation for you.
Yeah. It's once you cross that far slash threshold, everything becomes terrifying, because if you pause at far slash and they choose something fast like a 2K, a 5K, or a 5P, or even a 6P, you get to make it whiff punish free. If you keep running up and they choose a slower button, like you said, it's unreactable. You're going to get there fast enough to throw them out of it.
Exactly.
And throw always beats strike. So there's that. Also, you can just jump. Like, you could just threaten yourself, just run up, jump, maybe throw bait them, and if they get their throw baited,
the Danny Classic.
Hey, good old JH counter hit coming right up.
Yep.
And then you're going to kill them.
Counter hit into whatever you want state.
The world's your oyster. You just got to craft it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some awesome games here so far today. I believe that we're getting ready for our top 8 here pretty soon, so we'll be getting some of those gamers called here. Everything is continuing on its way. We've got a little graphic for you. We got Night Persona, Lil Galil, Ice Dew, and then Anis, Ebin, AnyMemesNecesary, Phantom, and Wanderer down on the loser side of bracket. Very excited. 250 pop bonus, by the way, here for our Guilty Gear Strive bracket.
Yeah, and let's start going to get Night Persona and Lil Galil up first. I mean, if you looked at this bracket, for the most part, this looks exactly what you can predict for top 8. So,
for sure.
I mean, of course, you expect to see Ice Dew, you expect to see Wanderer, AnyMemesNecesary, and anisgvti. Those 4 are just pillars of the Oklahoma FGC scene.
Absolutely.
And then add in Lil Galil up there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Getting to see a lot of those Oklahoma flags on the Start.gg.
Yeah.
Even the ones who don't have the flags rocking right now are indeed repping that, which is awesome to see.
And I know Sir Kappa and the whole YoKai crew are going to be proud of Wanderer for making it up here.
Absolutely. They will be popping off, I am sure. Yeah, I'm excited for some Faust gaming. I'm excited for we got a lot of interesting stuff out here. I want to see some more AnyMemesNecesary. I think they got I like players that live up to their names.
True. I mean, sometimes you really do just gotta show that your name is not just for show. It means something.
Yeah, it is. We do have some slight alterations. It did turn out that top 8 graphic was populating a little bit incorrectly, but we will have an updated list for you as soon as possible. But otherwise, like, listen, regardless, I'm excited. We might have been sneaking some of our Oklahoma homies into top 8.
Well, I guess I'll give a brief run-up. The one that was right, Diet Persona Lil Galil, which will be on stream soon.
Yep.
That's correct. The other winner's side match is going to be Ice Dew and Wanderer.
Oh,
and
cool.
losers, it's still AnyMemesNecesary and Ebin, and then anisgvti and Inferno.
Very, very cool. Just a little misreport happens from time to time. I know I'm guilty of that. That's for sure. It's when I'm marking some stream matches.
when you've been TOing for years like we have, mistakes will happen here and there. It's no big deal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we definitely just keep the ball rolling. Our TOs are working hard, volunteering for the event, keeping everything running smoothly for us.
Yeah, it's like I've been known to misspell some gamers' names on my top 8s from time to time.
When I swapped over to the automated software, it changed my life. I'll tell you what. Now I just have to get yelled at to swap the names constantly.
Oh, look, it happens. Also, the worst part, though, is when the players switch sides on you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for
so
sure.
it's like you're correct, and then they just decide to switch. It's like, well, I did my best.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll be getting some of our top 8 stuff rolling here. We got some players lurking in the back. I see some Ice Dew back there. I see some Wanderer. We got some people waiting for their top 8 sets. Trying to stay locked in, make sure those tournament nerves don't get you too bad. It is always something that, as some of the esports coaches yesterday were saying, it never goes away, those tournament nerves, but you can kind of desensitize yourself. You can get that experience and play enough, and especially when you're playing kind of the homies, right?
Yeah.
Like you're playing people who you're playing at your locals, you're playing people who you're playing the online brackets or whatever it is, and you not only know kind of where they are level-wise, but you also know that it's not going to be the end of the world if you lose,
And, I did get reminded, so you know how Gorilla Gambit's coming back, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just mentioning about swapping everything of the automation that's going to be put, of like automatically switching to the screens. Like when the set starts, it goes from commentators to game, and when the set ends, it goes from games to commentator.
Yep.
Makes me a little sad because one of my favorite parts about being in a tournament online is being able to yell at the TO, "Hey, screen!" It's free engagement. But now we don't get to worry. Now we don't get to do that. But I mean, the more tools that are coming in to improve TO's lives, quality of life, is so nice. Like the automated scoreboard.
Oh yeah.
Because it also has automatic, has so many presets for different games too. All these games
player
now,
stats and all sorts of stuff like that. I know that it was actually here at Skyline last year where they were pulling up the match history scoreboards, and I was like, all right, listen, I've been out here manually typing names into a text box on OBS for the past 2 years. I am ready for a change, and this looks so beautiful, and it really inspired a lot of the our current tournament layouts, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it helps too, because I know when I've prepped for commentating big events like Boston Blue Beat or Texas Showdown, I'll make this gigantic spreadsheet of every single player in the pool. I'll go through their start GGs, I'll scrape it to find information. And then it's like, you know what? What if we made the commentator's life easier and just scraped it for them, so I don't have to go like, all right, let me find their sets. Let me try and get into Discord specifically. Like, hey, I'll pop into it. Hey, who does this person play as a character so I can put on them? Because there's a big thing is when you go to big events and you get on stream, it's just such a better sense of feelings. Like you go back, check the VOD, and then the commentators, whether or not they've commentated you before, have that sense like they know you, they know your accomplishments, what you've been doing. And if you give it to them, then it makes it a lot easier. And now it's like everyone gets a little bit better of a feeling because you don't have that, oh, this person, I don't know anything about this player. It's like, nah, we got it here. This is what they've been doing.
Got a lot of cool information, a lot of cool API stuff that you can pull from Start.gg as well. Yeah. You can even pull through Tournament Stream Helper. You can pull stuff like their match record against specific players. You know, you can pull their bracket history for this bracket, but also be like, hey, every time that Pariah's fought Kopi, you know, it's been a 3-0. I'm not going to tell you which way it goes, but
I don't even think we fought each other.
I don't think we have either.
At least not in a bracket.
Funny. I feel like you smoked me in Grand Blue. I know we played Grand Blue Casuals at least once because I remember the Narmaya. But it's definitely, it's one of those things where, you know, pulling some of that extra information, and Start.gg is such a powerful tool. And at the start, you know, a lot of TOs, you hear them kind of lamenting about some Start.gg stuff like, oh, you know, it's the website that we're just forced to use. But when you start really getting into some of the nitty gritty of it, getting into some of that API stuff, there's so much available and so much cool stuff that Start.gg can do. It's and they're starting to evolve more again. You know, they're doing constant updates right now, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, ever since their break from Microsoft into being independent again, they've just done so much. I know one of the TOs that's out there, Khalil, who runs a ton of ladders. Probably the biggest power user of Start.gg because he runs like 4, 5, 6 tournaments a week using it. And he also used to do consulting work for them as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Definitely like has direct lines of communication. All that is like knows like, hey, they're making all these updates, they're working on it. Eventually they're going to be trying to implement custom ladder logic too. Because Start.gg has its own ladder logic, but it's very awkward to use for a tournament setting because of how it decides ranks of like your consecutive wins. It values over records and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
it's definitely some interesting stuff. Like we use a seeding algorithm for our tournaments, and Start.gg has its own, but it could use a little bit of polishing up potentially. You know, it definitely got some of those kinks to work out as well. I know. All right. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back with some top 8 action for y'all.